All right, so to start off with warming up your LinkedIn account, once you create your LinkedIn account, your goal is to get to really 500 connections, right? Because if we go over here and go to view profile, we can take a look here and it will say I have 500 plus connections. So even though I have more than 500 connections, it's just going to say 500 plus, and it's going to do that the same for any account, even if you have 10,000 connections. So 500, over 500 is kind of the sweet spot where it looks like you have, a good amount of connections. Plus, it really allows you to show LinkedIn that you're an actual account and it's warmed up. Now, do you need 500 connections right from the get-go in order to do prospecting? No, you don't. I'd say the sweet spot is minimum 200 to 300 connections. Now, if you're not familiar with LinkedIn's connection limit, let me show you what that kind of looks like right now. LinkedIn connection limit. So there is a new LinkedIn connection limit. If you don't know, basically, it shouldn't be this one. Types of LinkedIn connection limit. All right, so here it is. Looks something like this. So how many connection requests can you send on LinkedIn per day? You can send a maximum of 100 connection requests per week on LinkedIn. If you're not using Sales Navigator, which is the paid version, it's best to stay under 80 connections per week. What happens if you send too many connection requests? You'll get this notification. All right. So yeah, you can kind of do the math. You don't want to keep abusing the connection requests and oversending because you will eventually get your account restricted. So you want to, stay within LinkedIn's limits. So the best way to kind of do this is one of the easiest ways to reach that first 200, 300 to 500 connections is going to my network section. And first of all, you can accept any people who have been trying to add you, like so. If you have any. If you're a new account, you probably won't get these. All right. So I can go ahead and do that. You can also go ahead and start connecting right here. Now you'll see right now I'm getting people who are recommended from Self-Educated, just because that's something we have in common. But if you start either adding people, you will get recommended based on either things you have in common, people who you also are connected to, or like mutual connections, or if you're adding a certain amount of people. So if you only want to add people within a certain target market, even though it's not necessarily mandatory when you're first getting those 200, 300, 500 connections, you can go over here to LinkedIn search. You could do this within Sales Navigator if you wanted to, if you wanted more accurate, but I'm just going to search for something and then it's going to give me options. If I go to all filters, I'm not going to go through all the search features right now and how to do searches. That will be in later videos, but you can play around with this if you'd like. It's something more custom for, anything you maybe want to target for people in your network. You can filter by titles, salary, different filters, job functions, industry, location, etc., right? And then you would go through and you could just go back here and filter by people. All right. And then you could go here. You could click here to filter by connections. So just so you guys know, you will get a higher connection rate if you're adding not first degree, but second degree or third degree connections. Second degree, you'll get the highest acceptance rate. Third degree, you'll get a bit higher acceptance rate as well. If you're just adding someone who isn't So if you're not familiar with first degree, second degree, third degree connections, first degree is someone who you're already connected with. Second degree is someone who's connected to someone that you're already connected with. And third degree is someone who's connected to someone. So you're connected to someone who's connected to someone who's connected to someone. So it's kind of like a tier system of who you know connection wise, right? Hope that kind of makes sense. If you have to look it up, look it up. But just know that second degree and third degree connections, you'll get a higher acceptance rate. So then you're just going to want to go and click connect. You could add a note if you want, but lots of times, you just go click connect, and also just go over here to my network. And you can do this on your computer or on your phone. On your phone, it's kind of easy because you're just going to click, you're just going to be tapping with your thumb, and it's going to move the box along. So it's kind of easy. You can kind of just spam like 10 to 15 a day. Now when you're kind of doing manually, you could maybe do a bit more or a bit less, but 10 to 15 a day, 20 a day. It really depends on your account. Like I did show you the connection limit, but sometimes you can kind of get away with going a bit above, but be careful. I'm not advising it, but you could technically. So just be careful. If you're noticing you're getting this message right here a lot, then you're going to want to slow down. If you do get this, you're going to want to take a break for maybe a couple days and then try it again. To get to that first 200, 300, 500 connections, it could take you a bit longer just because of these new LinkedIn limits. Back in the day, you used to be able to send 100 connection requests a day. Now it's 100 a week, right? Because they want to limit spam. So these are just a few things to note. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. But this will help you get started in terms of setting up your LinkedIn account, just so it is warmed up. So when you do optimize it correctly and you're creating content or you're, engaging with people, whatnot, doing prospecting, it's going to be warmed up and ready so that you can start generating leads once we get into the next phases. All right. So this is just basic stuff on how to get to your first 200, 300, 500 connections. You can also go check out some groups. There's also a few different ways, like how to get 500 connections requests fast, connect with the right people, personalize your invitations, use member directories or professional associations, follow up with networking contacts, so people you may know, invite clients and past clients, invite past coworkers and classmates, invite connections of your closest connections, check out people you may know, invite people who viewed your profile, promote your LinkedIn profile, be active on LinkedIn, and first degree connections, third degree connections, second degree connections, and then also optimize your profile. So make sure you're going through optimizing your profile like we show you how, and that's pretty much it. So hope this helps. If you have any questions, let us know, and good luck on your LinkedIn warming up.